Alex being okay, it's our wrestler Elle Wagman, who returns to action October 7th at FAC 16. Elle, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Alex?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm very happy to be talking with you finally. You are 22 days out. How are you feeling?
I feel great. It's kind of weird fighting at 115 again. Obviously, I've been at 105 for my entire professional career. Um, we're up a weight class, but my opponent also usually fights at atom weight, so it's not a huge deal when it comes to the weight discrepancy. It feels kind of odd to not be hungry, super hungry 3 weeks out.
Awesome. Well, I was gonna ask about that a little bit, but let's just get right into it. So fighting at strawweight, I mean, what are you doing different? Are you just kind of like not worrying about dieting and like getting your weight down? Or are you putting on muscle? Like, what's the process like?
Yeah, it's nice. Like I normally have a pretty solid cut to 105. So this is it's been good. I'm still eating like what I should be, just a whole lot more of it, which is great. Like my practices feel fantastic. Like I'm really excited to take that energy and just push it towards the fight because right now, like, I'm not fatigued in practice. I'm not feeling gassed and drained from the weight cut. It's awesome.
Awesome. I mean, kind of looking forward, like, do you kind of plan to stay at strawweight, or are you taking this kind of just fight by fight at this point?
No, I'll go back to 105. Like I said, this opponent, Celine, she usually fights at 105 or 110 as well. She didn't want to cut the weight due to the travel, which is fine by me. I have to travel as well, so I was planning to fight at 105, but we had no problem fighting her at strawweight. Um, I train with a lot of high level straw weights, and there definitely is a big difference. And I know that atom weight's my home. That's where I can be the most dominant. That's where I can be a world champion. So I definitely plan to stay at 105.
Sweet. Okay. Well, before we get to your fight, I wanted to ask you, how are you enjoying Florida?
Oh, we love it. It's pretty rainy this week. We're kind of in the experiencing our first hurricane season, which is a little bit different. But it'll rain, it'll pour for 20 minutes, and then be beautiful and sunny. So that's kind of bizarre. But we love the weather. We love the gym. We love the area. We're super happy to be here.
Yeah, so you've been at the gym for a little bit now. Like, do you feel part of the team, part of the family?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like we honestly, we don't think we've even been here 7 months yet, maybe, or right at 7 months. And it feels like we've been here ages. Like I have great teammates. I have fantastic training partners. We vibe really well with all the coaching staff. And there's so many different coaches there, which is great. So you can really find the people that fit your style, fill the gaps in your games. Whether if you're a striker, you might need some more wrestling attention. Like there's guys for that, and vice versa. We're really loving it here.
I'm sure the move really helped you too, because I'm sure you have a lot more training partners at ATT than you did at Glory, right?
Yeah, and that's been the biggest change for me is it's when you get to compete in the gym, it's different. Like you can get great training and great drilling when you go with people who are bigger than you, when you go with the guys. But to truly have people that you can compete where you're trying your hardest and they are trying your hardest and you guys are even, that's that's something I've never really got to experience on a consistent basis before. And it's definitely, I can tell I'm improving so much faster.
Awesome, awesome. Who are some of your training partners now?
I train with Kayla Rocco a lot. Asia Cortez, she's an up and coming amateur. She's a total beast, amazing wrestler. My girl Jordana will be back in the gym. I train with Elise Anderson a lot. I know she's out for an injury right now as well, but she'll be back in the gym here pretty soon. So those are just the teeny girls, but we have a Neely Block who's over here from Israel right now, and she's been helping me a lot with my kickboxing. We've got Natalia's over here from Russia. She's a fantastic judo girl, and she's a tiny, like, she'll be an atom weight as well as she transitions to MMA. So we have all different styles. It's wild. I've never been in a gym with this many females for sure.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. I did want to ask, where did the Ruthless come from?
That came from Grant. I yeah, I never really had a good nickname coming up as an amateur, and he was just like, I'm gonna call you that, and I don't know, it just kind of stuck. I think it's kind of funny because I think I'm really nice, but apparently I look super mean all the time in the gym. But because I'm focused, but
I mean, it's understandable. It's understandable. So you're coming up on 5 months since your last win. I just wanted to know, you've had some time to kind of think about it. How did you feel about that performance?
I, it's hard for me to say. Like it sounds stupid saying this, but I was kind of disappointed at the time, and it's like because I knew as soon as I walked out. Honestly, before I even walked out of the cage, I was like, okay, I'm ready for the next level. Like I'm ready to truly test myself. I didn't get that like when you win a fight that's like it's tough and it's hard and you know you fought somebody that like it really pushed you. You get this like overwhelming feeling, and I just didn't get that in this last one. And no disrespect at all to my opponent, she came out, she made weight, she's very professional, and she works super hard too. But I felt like I didn't test myself. I would plan to stay on the striking and work on that a little bit more. But the takedown came so easily, and the finish came right after that, and I was just like, it's over. Like it's over, and I wanted to show more, you know. And so you can't be like I can't be upset at myself for a minute and a half fight. Like you can't be upset. It sounds silly and ungrateful, you know, because I'm like if you don't get hit once and you get to come home with a win, like that's awesome. And so that was great. It was still great experience, but I know I'm ready for that next level, and I'm really excited to test myself against a veteran like Celine Haga, who's been fighting. Like I think she was professional. She was a professional before I even started my amateur career. So someone who's been in there with very tough competition, who's not going to go away after that first or second minute. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was kind of leading to. Celine Haga, a veteran, she's been around. And like, do you think this is a perfect next fight for you?
Absolutely, yeah. And I mean, I was kind of surprised at how difficult it was to find an opponent. And I'm kudos to her for being willing to make the trip and being willing to take the fight. I know she was scheduled to fight Emily Whitmire, and that kind of fell through. So I think she was definitely a little frustrated as well, looking to get something set up quickly. So it just kind of worked out. But I mean, I was talking with my manager and the promoter back and forth for a couple months, and I was like, man, do we have somebody? Do we have somebody? It's like dude, I've asked like 50 girls, and like people are under contract or they don't want to travel, or they want to fight in their hometown so they can get those ticket sales. And I was just like, man, I want to have an opponent. I want to know who I'm getting ready for, because at the time, like we knew we were in camp, we had a date, and we just kept girl after girl were falling through. And so like when you sign that piece of paper and you see the opponent's name and you start watching film. So I feel like this is a great step up for me. We actually went after a couple other girls that have been in the fight game a long time, and I'm hoping that maybe we can do some call outs after this win, get some tougher competition in there. And I really would like to test myself before I make the jump to ONE FC.
Gotcha. Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's talk about it. Celine Haga, man. She's a veteran. What do you think of the matchup?
I think she's incredibly tough. Like I said, she won't go away, and that's something I haven't really experienced yet. Like I've been in there with tough girls, but not girls who have fought at the high level and have survived it. Like she has fought very high level competition, and she has dangerous grappling. She sets up her shots well. I haven't fought anybody like that yet. Like I've fought good jujitsu girls, but not necessarily good wrestlers. And
Mm.
she sets up her shots well. She tries to come into the clinch. I think this is a great opportunity for me to show the improvements that I made in my striking. But I also think that I think I'm the better grappler. I obviously that's my forte. That's where almost all of my like wins have come by submission. And I do think that I will win those grappling exchanges as well. But I'm excited to show that I have other facets to my game. I know I say that every fight, and then I end up grappling, but I'm telling you, it's happening.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So, well, at the end of the day, October 7th, how do you get your hand raised? Are you looking for another submission? Are you trying to get your first knockout as a pro? Like what's the game plan?
It's whatever's available to me. Like especially at the level I'm fighting right now. Obviously, like there's specific things to get ready for when it comes to my opponents. Like there's things to watch out. But overall, I'm just improving so that I can implement my game plan wherever it shows. Like if the shot is there and it's easy, I'm gonna take it. Like if I'm doing well on the feet and we're keeping our range, I'm gonna take that. You know, it's I'm definitely hunting for another finish. I want to show that I am a dangerous atom weight. There are not a lot of atom weights with the finishing rate that I have, and I plan to keep that moving forward. I want to show that atom weights can be finishers.
I love it. I love it. And then the last couple of things for me, this is going to be your third fight this year. Do you want to try and sneak one more in this year, or do you want to enjoy the holidays and then get back to it early next year?
This will be my last one this year. I'm actually getting married November 20th. So I want to enjoy my time with my family, enjoy my time with my then husband. You know, I want Grant and he's fighting hopefully shortly before our wedding as well. So hopefully we'll get out of the way. We'll get to enjoy our time, maybe take a little trip and then get back to it.
Awesome, awesome. And then I wanted to ask, with the atom weights, I've been yelling at the top of the mountain for the UFC to bring in atom weights. It's time. There's so many out there. What do you think it's going to take for the UFC to do that? Or is it just going to be one championship for a little bit until the UFC stops being stubborn? Like what are your thoughts on it?
I understand why the UFC is not chasing an atom weight division. As of right now, it would, so we can agree that 115 is by far the deepest female division in the UFC. That is definitely the deepest when it comes to talent. There's more females in 115 than there are at 25 and 35. They have a bigger roster. It doesn't make sense for them to add a weight class that is going to split their biggest female division right now. And it would, because there are girls in that division who would prefer to be at 105. Used to fight at 105. Michelle Waterson, Tisha Torres, those girls would prefer to fight smaller girls. Carla used to fight at 105. So I think that they would see a lot of those girls really wanting to drop down to that lower weight class. And so instead of adding to the female divisions at that time, it would mostly just split 115. So I think there's going to have to be a superstar, like an atom weight world, like international superstar that they want to bring over. Like they're going to have to find like a Ben Askren for 105 that's at 1FC or something like that, where they really want to build a division around them, or it's just not going to happen. If it is going to happen, it's going to be years down the road. And I'm not sitting around waiting for that. I know there's girls that are like, oh, I'm going to wait for it doesn't make sense for me. I want to be world champion. And that means wherever the best atom weights are in the world. And right now that's 1FC. So that's where we're going to go. If it changes in the next 5 years, awesome. If not, that's where we're headed.
And you must be happy that 1FC is coming over to the United States, so you don't have to go over to Singapore all the time.
I'm stoked. Yeah, I know they've been talking about coming over for a while, and it was difficult over the last 2 years with travel restrictions. So I'm really hoping that they do that, and maybe sometime next year we can work out that deal with them.
Awesome. Well, Elle, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. It was great talking with you. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you want to that you might have, and if you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much to my team over at American Top Team. They're fantastic. Thank you to all my sponsors, especially First Form. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's at @the_Elle Wagman on Instagram. I'm also kind of on Twitter. Sometimes it's at @the Ruthless EW. Hit me up for sure.